Hello again, folks. Wasn't going to do this yet, but something sort of interesting has happened, if you like. If you can see that there, a bit awkward to see with my helmet on. I'll put a picture up if you can. It's a steering box for a Land Rover Defender, and it must weigh about, ooh, I don't know, something like 15 kilo, 20 kilo. It's at least as it has a decent car battery anyway. I need it for Dirty Harry. The short story is that DH's steering box is leaking. Sure, I might get a chance now to get out. Don't pull away too quick, I might even wheelie. Ah, my tax has run out. Yeah, just about. Loaded up, you could say that's quite a weight on the back now, and it feels so far fine. Obviously I ain't going to go screaming round corners, just take it easy. I did come down the motorway. I'm not going to do that today on the way back for obvious reasons, and I shall probably check in a few miles, make sure it's secure, but there's enough bungees on there to, well, jump off a bridge really. Yeah, that's really nice. You can't knock these Himalayans. For me, and in all these reviews, I can only say from a personal point of view of my experiences, and I say that because somebody was thinking about buying one on what he's seen and what I've said, so there's my disclaimer. If you don't like it, tough. And if you do like it, well, you know, send me a bit of commission. Ah! Lovely weather we've been having, absolutely fantastic for, well, weeks really. We had one spell of heavy rain, and in some parts of the country it was really heavy and flooding, but I don't know, it's got to be 6 weeks now we've had weather that's not been quite as hot as this, but it's been generally dry and sunny. And although it's hot and sticky and it's waste time having a shower, you ain't going to knock it. Right, Webley, screen. I may be repeating myself, but quickly, vibrations of the screen at worst 4,100 to the worst point is 4,800, which is 60 mile an hour, which is annoying. It's the noise of it. There is quite a bit of vibes coming up through the frame that holds all the clocks and the lights and that up from the main frame, which is bolts directly to, more or less. And although there's rubber grommets, it reverberates a bit at the top, and there's this brrr, well, that's sort of it's not exactly a rattle. Well, yeah, a rattle will do. It's not heavy, but it's just irritating. The noise is irritating. So playing around, firstly playing around with the tension of the bolts that hold it, and to be honest, the opposite of when you've got rubber grommets. I had to tighten them up very tightly, not full tight but not far off, and that seemed to help. But at 4,800 it was extremely annoying after a while, and that was on roads up to, well, 60 miles an hour, so a lot of general roads, B roads, and of course dual carriageways. So tried backing it off a bit, and no, they were any better. So being tight without extra grommets seemed to work or help, but not good enough. So out of some mechano grommets, which I cut in half roughly, I added one to each bolt between the screen and the brackets that hold the frame, just down there. Now what it has done, it hasn't got rid of it by any means, but it has softened the noise a little bit. The idea was, and as seemed to be the case, the extra little bit of grommet, or it's more like a shim really, it is rubber of some description, well, that has moved the screen, both sides, slightly further away from the brackets that hold it, thus reducing the contact surface area with the brackets. Well folks, just going off topic a little bit, I'm not throwing her around, but she handles alright with this load on the back. You know there's weight there, but there ain't that much difference. No doubt it's my amount of cakes and pies that are balancing it up. But yeah, so it did improve it, but it spread the vibrations of the screen. They were spread over a little bit more range, but seemed to soften them overall. So my next trial, after fitting the screen extension that I've just bought, it's a Givi screen extension. It's a general purpose one. I've that clamps to the top, so that might help, or may even make things worse with the vibration. So I'm going to put that on, and we'll do our own video on that, I think. As the seat as well, which I'll come on to in a moment, you may be able to hear the rattling now. But the thing with the vibrations is it seems to be worse when it's really hot. So like 28, 30 degrees. Now, the ambient temperature sensor on the bike now is saying 36. Well, said before, it probably reads about 5 or so over. So at around 28 to 30 degrees, it seems to reverberate more. And this is what happened. I went down to Hitchcock's, got on the motorway, and once like the airflow sort of cooled things down a bit, and I suppose got my earplugs in, the wind noise at 70 on the motorway, the vibes didn't go away, but very much lessened. The noise, I should say. No vibes get through to the bars or anything like that, or the mirrors. It's just this rattling noise. When I come out of Hitchcock's, she was parked right in the sun for about 20 minutes, and then any revs made it rattle until it cooled down again in the airflow, perhaps another 15 minutes later, something like that, when I got to speed up. Which suggests to me it is plastic. It's getting a little bit more flexible. Well, that ain't the word, I mean, you would know. It's still solid. It seems to do it more when it's hot and at lower revs. So I'll fit the extension, and then the idea is to get some, if I haven't got any, some tap washers, drill out the holes a little bit so they fit a little bit more free on the bolts themselves, so probably just about 3mm. See how that is. Fit these cut down tap washers in the same way I've fitted these cut down Meccano grommets. Let's see how we go on from there. And I know I'm not the only one to be having this, oh well, it ain't trouble, but this irritation. That's what it is. Really irritating. So what next? The seat, the seat cushion, the air hook seat cushion has been fitted, and I'll do that in the screen extension video, because neither should be very long. At the moment I've got it fitted, and it's just a matter of playing around with the amount of air you got in it. You just need enough air to do the job, and basically I'm trying to get it so my thighs don't sink in and touch the seat rails, which is quite painful after about an hour, or maybe a little bit more so when it's hot, because the original seat is too soft. And you don't say that about many bikes, usually them rock hard. Better find out if the load is still secure. Well, there we are folks, we're back. The load hasn't budged. So that's the seat, yeah, we'll go on to that, but overall it is an improvement. Sometimes I'll fiddle with it, put a bit more air in. I thought I'll try that, and it was nice, and then a bit later on, now it's too hard. So I really haven't got a lot of air in, but the way it works is that all the pockets are interlinked, so it sort of self-levels. So it might feel a bit weird for the first mile whilst you get settled in, and it does feel weird when it's new, and you do move around a bit when it's new, but I'll come on to that in its own video. What else? Oh yeah, motorways. So I went down to Hitchcock's, and I haven't really been on a motorway for more than, well, at all really, apart from that run down to South Wales, which she wasn't running fully, so I obviously didn't go very quick, but now she's fully running. I know some people consider the Bullet as not really quite quick enough. Well, I won't say quick enough, not got enough top end for the motorways. Well, yeah, the Bullet's probably the heaviest of it's got to be the heaviest of the 3 bikes that they're producing at the moment. This, the GT, and the Bullet, or the classic Bullet, everybody knows is a Bullet. Yeah, you're not going to overtake much, are you? But remembering the highway code, I think I am anyway. I was reading on one of the forums or Facebook page groups the other day, chap's going to take his van with I think it was a Bullet in the back, to go, he wants to do Scotland, I think. And yeah, I can appreciate that, and I said then, to each their own, but to me it's cheating. I have got a Triumph when it works, coming back soon, T4, probably tomorrow. So obviously I can get on with it on that a bit, but I can appreciate people being a bit worried on the motorway. But maybe if you stick with the lorries, you know, say 60, 65, take your time, mate, or even go A roads instead. The point I'm getting at is, this sits at 70 very nicely. For a 411cc, yes, less weight than a Bullet. 411cc, 24 allegedly brake horsepower. And I was on the M42 from, well, where we are now, not far from here, Bromsgrove-ish area, just up the road, to the M40 down to junction 16. And the M42 is quite up inland down Dale between sort of, well, this area, Bromsgrove and Warwickshire, sort of, well, almost the M40. And yes, I was right against the stop on some of the climbs, doing 70. And yes, even on the flats, you've only got at most 10 mile an hour more. But it'll happily sit with the, shall we say, the legal folks on the inside lane. Don't be put off by the motorways. Appreciate the Bullet will be a little bit slower due to the weight mainly. But you know, take your time is the buzzword, if you like, buzz phrase. Take your time. You know, if you want to rush, buy a Ducati Panigale. And yeah, I'd love one. I just don't like the insurance. And I think, folks, that is it for the latest updates. Bound to have forgotten something. No, it's not. I just remembered something else. Yes. Now, where have we been on Webley? Well, we have been out and about. Birmingham and Wolves Triumph Owners Club Concourse evening a few days ago. Quite a few bikes there. Best looking bike was a Royal Enfield Continental GT, and it wasn't mine. Oh, there's another knife in the back. Oh, I'm only joking. Last night was the open evening at the new Triumph dealer. I say new, Triumph dealer for the second time. Street bike in Halzowen, or just outside Halzowen. They've got the Triumph franchise now because the Brummagem branch closed late last year. Went down there, all pleasant evening, good cake. Tea and a decent slice of cake, £3. But no Triumphs that I want to buy. Too much, in style anyway, old school. We want a 1000cc triple. We want to see it going around the Isle of Man in a proper team. Well, I would anyway, because racing still makes sales. So that was pretty good. And in about a week's time, just over, it'll be the start of the National Rally. I've got it mostly plotted and planned. Just got to write it up a bit neater. And that's it, I think, folks. So, unless I think of anything else, see you again soon.